Let's turn now to the Democratic Republic of Congo. Rebels in the east of the country are due to start a ceasefire. The M23 fighters say the pause is for humanitarian reasons and they have no intention of seizing more territory in the DRC. The United Nations says the rebels are backed by Rwanda and that at least 900 people have been killed and nearly 3,000 injured in the recent fighting in and around the city of Goma. Regional fighting has seen hundreds of thousands of people displaced over the last 3 years. Since the start of the war, more than 400,000 people have been forced from their homes, according to the United Nations Refugee Agency.
Humanitarian colleagues say they're concerned about escalating health risks with the rainy season intensifying. There are still bodies of people who died in the violence lying in the streets of Goma. Our colleagues tell us that morgues are at capacity and hospitals and health centers are overwhelmed with injured people. While efforts to chlorinate water are underway with the support of our humanitarian partners, the lack of drinking water is forcing people in Goma to rely on untreated water from Lake Kivu.
Well, our senior Africa correspondent Anne Soy explained the significance of the timing of this ceasefire.
It could be an indication that the pressure from the international community is working because up until now, the alliance of AFC and M23, the rebel group, has been very buoyant, especially after they took Goma, which is the largest city in eastern Congo. And they have repeatedly said that they're keen on taking more territory. And therefore, this is backpedaling, and it came as a surprise to many people. And they say that they're not keen to take any more territory. They were expected to be setting their sights on the city of Bukavu, which is to the south. But now they say they're not taking that city or anywhere else in the Democratic Republic of Congo. That would come as a relief to the government in Kinshasa.
Do we know what conditions are like for the locals who are living in Goma, the city that the rebels have taken?
Horrific. We have now understood that at least 900 people are confirmed to have died. Many of their bodies were collected over the past week. Some had been left in the streets, in internally displaced people's camps, in their homes. And therefore, it has been a very tumultuous time for the residents of Goma and the surrounding areas that had been taken previously by the M23 rebels. We understand now that the prices of food have skyrocketed by something more than 100%, more than 100 times. So it's really a dire situation, and humanitarian organizations, many of them have been forced to either withdraw or suspend their activities or change the way in which they work. And yet this is a place that was hosting many internally displaced people. Up to 800,000 were relying on these humanitarian organizations to provide aid.
Anne Soy reporting. Now, how